5, 4, 3, 2,
Hey, ho, what you got? It's your host, Bishop.
Austin.
and the one and only Mr. Incredible, a.k.a. 5K, a.k.a. Watts.
Hey, man. Question. Why can't the earth be flat?
I got one word for that.
What?
Ending.
What?
Well, for me, I don't know if it's flat or not. I'll find out when I go all the way left one day. And I mean west. As soon as I
Hey,
do
look,
that.
believe it or not, earth ain't flat. Earth ain't round. But it's more towards the flatter side of the shape than it is a sphere. And I'm staying by that.
Please stand by.
So it's like a octagon.
No. It's like the shape I think the world is like a donut squished down.
So you think
It's flat.
it's flat but circle at the
It's
same
flat.
time?
Yeah.
So like it's flat,
Like an
but
oval.
it's a circle. So
Yeah.
the only thing I gotta say about that, what happens if you go all the way left?
Look, peep game. Why do you what do you mean by ending?
Ending. It's either it's round or it's flat.
Duh.
All right. All right. Now I'm about to hit you with this dumb moment. Look at this. This is flat, right? Everything that's flat has a what?
A fall off.
How far can you go on this flat piece of device?
It
Or
has a
anything that's flat?
It has a fall off.
It has a fall off. That is an ending. So where would you go if you went towards the farthest part of the earth if it was flat?
Well, what about gravity?
What about gravity?
Because what if I go to the end of the earth or to an ending and I just go around it and under, and gravity's holding me up?
You know what gravity does?
It pulls you to the center of the earth.
Yes. Earth has a
Exactly.
core strong.
So based off of what you said, if I got a flat surface, the center's in the middle, and I'm walking under here, gravity's still gonna hold me to that center,
Okay.
even as I go up
These your points.
and around.
Fuck, I love it, baby.
So what else you got?
You might make me a believer. But if the world was flat, right? Did you know that if it was flat, if the sun was shining, we will be able to see it, even if it's not shining on us.
Why
in a
is
different
that?
part of the world, because it's flat.
How far can you see?
I'm getting to that too. That's my next point. But if the world is flat,
Yeah.
right? That means we're all just like this. That means we're in America, Asia over here.
Yeah.
Apparently, the sun rotates. That's a flat theory that people believe. People believe
No.
that. Hold on.
So okay, go
if
ahead.
people believe that if the Earth is flat, their theory is that the sun is rotating, not Earth.
I got a question about that.
Yeah.
If the Earth's not rotating, but the sun is, and the Earth is flat, what is it on? Like, is it on the ground? Like, is it just floating in space, or
What,
is it
the sun?
no Earth? You said Earth is flat, and the sun's the one rotating. So, like, does that mean Earth? So, if Earth is just flat and it's not rotating,
Is it a
what
still
is it
object
on?
in space?
yeah, like,
No. So you see how what a sun is and what Earth is. How the sun is right here and Earth revolves around it. Basically, flat people's theories is switched around. So the sun is moving around Earth while
Well,
it's flat.
I got a question about that.
Yeah.
Let's say this object here is a flat Earth,
Yeah.
and obviously it's going to be extremely long, and you have a light. If you shine a light on one part of the object, being the sun, it won't light up the entire rest of the object, just that particular spot.
Yeah.
So even with that being said, either way, the sun won't light up the entire planet at one time because of shadows and
That's not what
the
I'm saying.
distance of the sun.
That's not what I'm saying.
So are you just saying that the sun moves around the earth?
if
it's-
the world is flat,
Yeah.
right? Check me out. If the world is flat and this is the sun,
Yeah.
if the world is far left, even if it's on the right, even though it's nighttime, we can still see a distance because it's flat we can be like the sun is shining all the way down there. That's
But you
what
can't see that
their
far.
theory is.
You can't see that far.
You can't.
So you want to know,
No, because this is going to
Which
this
is
is
why
going
it's-
to my next point.
which is
Why can't you see that far?
I mean,
human eyes.
Human eyes, right? Why you gotta stand on top of something to see something?
what you mean?
As far as what?
Whenever somebody try to look at something, why they always go like this?
Because something's blocking it. So if something's blocking it, you
So
can't
that makes
see
a good purpose. That no, even on the plane, you have to go. Everybody goes like this to look. Why? Because the Earth is a sphere.
it. But look at
That's
what?
how-
Is it a?
What are we looking at?
Hold up.
It could be anything.
So if you be like, look at that shirt right there. I'm not looking up. I'm just
I'm
looking.
talking for a distance though.
So okay, so you're saying we're fishing at a beach,
Okay.
and then you say,
Well,
hey,
he's not fishing. He's just sitting there drinking while we're fishing.
look all the way down there. You're
Yeah.
saying I go like this to look?
Yeah.
Why?
That's human nature.
Well, let me ask you this.
yeah.
Even with that, even with adjusting your eyesight to look at something, we can't forget about elevation. Just because you have to look up, the ground is not completely flat. It's not a flat surface all around. It goes up, it goes down, mountain ranges, trees, all that. So it's not going to be completely straight eye view, line of sight, because of elevation.
So I got a
Elevation isn't the same all around.
So I got a question. With that being said, that means Earth can't be flat because the shit on Earth isn't flat. Like
Well,
the
we're not
ground's
relatively
flat.
talking completely flat. It's just a general sense of, a flatter surface more than a round object.
Yeah.
It's just flatter and
Oh, I ain't gonna lie.
like
I thought
flat
motherfuckers-
terrain. Like
I thought y'all meant literally the Earth was flat.
I mean,
that's impossible.
with that, things disappear in the distance. The reason for that is because of the sphere of Earth.
Or
I think it's just because you
we
can't see that far. Like,
could be.
cause you stand right here, and I just start walking straight away that way. Eventually, I'm gonna get out of your sight, and it has nothing to do with the circumference or lack thereof of the Earth. It just has the fact to do you can't see that far.
So line of sight, miles and miles and miles and miles, and I got the biggest telescope in the world. And if we're on a completely 180-degree surface, and someone goes all the way straight, you're saying I won't be able to see that person?
Read it again.
So I get a flat surface,
Yeah.
completely flat, and it goes on for miles and miles and miles and miles. And I got a telescope. If I look out the telescope or whatever, however to see as far as I can see,
Yeah.
well, are you telling me I won't see that person because the world curves?
Yes. So you gotta think about it.
Even though it is a completely 180-degree angle, which
I'm
is
gonna
a
get you it.
straight line.
Huh?
Because the Earth is 360 degrees, they say.
So can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Where'd you get all that knowledge from, right?
What knowledge?
The knowledge about like the math that you just gave me. Though that point that you just gave me.
Learn that in school.
You learned it in school, right? So what we all taught at school? That Earth is round, right?
Yeah.
So there's a logic between why our sight will go bad. Who's the person that says our sight will go bad long distance? Like where would that start at?
I mean, shoot.
Define how long, because how far can a human eye see?
That's one thing too.
If you have a 180-degree line, there's no curvature at all. There is no curvature. You will see whoever's at the end every single time, because that road will not deteriorate an angle. It will stay straight. You will see it every single time.
Yeah.
There's no way that you won't see it. There's just no way, in my opinion.
So that's why it will be a sphere. Because we can't do that now.
But he
Well,
said
you
it's
could.
not flat. or
So
square.
without
Well, I
without a flat surface, or with the flat surface with elevation, and a sphere with elevation, it won't be completely on the ground. It would have to eventually float in the air at some point, or go through certain terrain, because of elevation, because of how the actual ground of this planet is structured. There's nowhere in this world you can just go straight forever and stay on the ground. For a sphere, wouldn't it be never ending?
Yeah, sphere's never
if
ending.
it's a sphere, but I don't know if it's a
Because
sphere.
that goes back to the point of ending. Anything that's flat ends. Take away everything, just knowledge, facts. Everything that's flat ends. When has a sphere ever ended? It doesn't. That's why it's like this.
Technically.
That's why it's like this.
Well, okay.
Hold on, one more thing.
Yeah.
If you roll a basketball down the road, it'll keep going. If you roll a block, don't go nowhere.
Well, that's false because you said down a road. That's going at velocity downward and with speed. Do you know Newton's law of physics?
I didn't mean down. I meant down.
I know
like
for every
up
action.
the road. I didn't mean down the road. I meant like
well,
down
you said
the road.
down, so I thought you meant down. My bad.
That was my fault.
So even with force,
Yeah.
you move a block, it'll move,
Yeah.
but it won't continually move.
Like how do
it
you
end it?
like
Exactly. But
Point exactly.
what you
a
said?
ball will
flat.
end too.
Hmm?
A ball will eventually end.
Yeah, but a ball can roll further than
That's true.
a flat surface. That's what I'm saying.
Dice can roll.
For a short period of time.
Depends on how strong I am.
In a crap game,
I mean, I'm gonna make it hit a wall.
So what?
if your dice, okay, if your
what
dice
I-
is rolling more than
No, that's what I'm saying.
7 seconds.
You said in a crap game, we shooting against the wall.
okay.
And
Right.
the whole thing behind that is force. However much force you apply to an object moving, what stops the force or what stops the object?
Because you think about it, if you put a spear on this table and just place it there, it's not gonna move.
It might,
No,
but it will eventually stop because an
If I
object
put-
in motion stays in motion
Unless
until what?
a opposite or equal force fucks with it. I don't
Pretty
know the
much.
exact thing, but that's close enough.
So what else you got?
That's all I got, man.
Oh, are you sure?
I just feel like Earth is not
So-
flat.
so-
It's like
I
what,
know
what you
you
what you
make-
were trying to say. I want to dig into your brain.
Yeah,
with
go
the-
ahead.
With the you said it's like a donut, a smashed donut.
Yeah, so it's round. It might go around this way. It might, but as far as going this way, and I'll explain that here in a little bit, but I got a question to ask you. So, is there a point on the map where we can get to, like in the ocean, right? There's a part of the ocean. Is there, do I have a sphere shape around here somewhere? If I got a sphere, for example, something like this, right? And we got the ocean. If the ocean's all water held together by gravity, and we still can't get to the bottom of the ocean, is it because we can't get down there? Or is it because there might not be a legitimate bottom for all parts of the ocean? Because if this is at one side of the globe, towards the end of one side, and I go through here, which is somewhere in the ocean, and I go completely straight down,
Yeah.
and if I'm at an angle pointing outwards of a globe, theoretically, it'll be like this. It won't go to the core, but it should come out, right? So is it that there's no bottom, or is it that there's multiple ways to get to the surface?
I would say it's multiple ways, but at the same time, I was thinking about that too when we thought about this topic, because a part of me did say if the Earth is flat, that would explain why the ocean is never ending, right?
Well, not never ending, because
Who says the ocean don't end?
it would eventually.
Who said it is?
There's a bottom.
Well,
you know?
So if it is flat or
Yeah.
of that type of shape, it would eventually be a bottom because you can get below there. And if it's a donut shape like this and the ocean's around like that on different parts of a map, then you should be able to go down on each part.
Okay.
And if it was a sphere, you should be able to go down and come out somewhere back on the surface. In theory, based off of how a fucking globe works. That's just what I think.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about what if there's really no space and shit like that, but the Earth is like the continents are just islands, and the whole galaxy is really just water. Like the continents are just like
Galaxy.
So then
the islands.
So then what you're saying is there's no solar system.
Yeah.
What
All
if-
the other planets are fake, and there's no other galaxies.
I mean, I feel like the first moon landing was fake. So I just feel
Oh,
like
what
all
you
of that
got?
shit is fake. But I'm just saying, what if Earth isn't flat nor round, but just water? Like everything is just water, and then we're just like North America is just an island on the water and shit like that.
That's exactly what it kind of sort of is. Not necessarily an island, but you look on a map, North America's right here, surrounded by, or in Canada, surrounded by water and shit.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's no ground bottom to that? There's no core to the
It's
earth?
just water. And we're literally
So
floating.
below us is water.
Just water.
But how far would that have to be? Because we dig very far to get oil.
The oil is in the land, the island.
So, I'm asking you, how far do you think we would have to be to reach that water? Because I'm getting what you're saying, but I want to know, since we haven't found the bottom of the ocean, right? Do you think it's below the deepest part of the core, or like the deepest part of the earth that we haven't dug all the way down yet?
What, oil?
No, water.
Water goes all the way down there. That we
So
haven't been
what
to
you're
yet.
saying, if I dig a hole right here,
Yeah,
I will eventually go to water.
yeah.
Just like, like how you are at a beach. You
Yeah.
dig until you find
Yeah,
water.
Yeah. Like oil, oil and water don't mix. So that's why people strike oil. Because oil is on top of the water.
So back to your original point, you think you don't know the definite shape of the earth, and you base that off of if you go, or you haven't been all the way west. Hypothetically, you go all the way west, where do you think you would end up?
I don't know. That's why I said I can't decide which one it is, because if I go all the way west and I end up in Korea, the earth is a circle, in my opinion. If I go all the way left and I just see water and nothing else, then it's flat.
What if
Or if I just drop off and next thing you know, I'm just in space floating.
back to the donut shape I was talking about, you start here and you go west, but really you're going around like this in a circle, and then you end back up where you started.
No, because I'm going straight. I'm going to just go straight.
Yeah,
I'm not going around.
You would still be going straight.
I'm just going straight.
But see,
So, no, back to your circle. This is a circle, right?
Yeah.
And let's say we in Washington, which is right here, right?
Yeah.
So if I go from Washington and I just go that way, just left, going towards Hawaii, that
Yeah.
direction, if I just go left, if it's circle, I'm going to end up right here. Right? Then Korea. I think Korea is the... but
I live in America.
But no, if Washington's here and I go left and I end up in Korea, I feel like it's a circle. But if I end in Washington and I go left and I end up just keep going nonstop and I never reach Korea, or if I keep going left nonstop, oh no, I got an even better one. This is what's crazy. So this also blows my mind. How, if the earth is flat, you can see Russia from Alaska? That's what Sarah Palin said. She said, from Alaska, I can see Russia. And Russia is all the way over there, east, far east, right? In Europe. So if I'm in Alaska and I can see Russia, how, if the earth is flat? Or did they just buy a piece of land over there?
I think she meant that as like a metaphor.
No, she really could see Russia from Alaska.
With her eyes?
I'm pretty sure she used a telescope. I don't know, Sarah Palin. She can't be wrong. She was very, very intelligent.
No, I think she used a metaphor. That's how people say like St. Louis is my town, but Chicago is my backyard. That's that kind of stuff.
I've never heard that.
No, I mean like people use it. I was just using an example. Like St. Louis is really not in front, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You
So
really can't see it.
here's what I think.
I think she was dead ass serious.
So look,
Could have been.
when you go back, way back, how did people get around?
By the faith. Real, like honest answer.
No, yeah, that is an
it
honest
was
answer.
by faith.
So
And then people made maps as they explored.
correct. Every single map by the great sailors, voyagers, Vikings, even Europeans.
Was flat.
Every map was flat,
You know
and they
why?
sailed through every part of the ocean.
You know why they was flat?
Why?
Because they was using paper. Paper
Exactly.
is flat. So they was using paper.
But how would they navigate around a globe for so efficiently and for so long off of a flat paper?
So I got a question. Since you saying them back then, I got a question.
Yeah.
I got multiple questions. My first question: do you think the moon landing was fake?
That has nothing
No.
to do with that.
This is where I'm going. Do you think people really go in space, right?
That really has
No. It has a lot. Just answer the questions.
I don't know.
You don't know. So, let's say you believe that people really go in space and all that. They put cameras up in space and all that. How come in the pictures that they take, it's a sphere? Sphere. It's a circle. All right. How come when they take pictures, it's a circle?
So what does that do?
Do you
with my
believe
question?
it or do you not believe
So
it?
your question to me is, do I believe that the maps they used were fictional or not?
Like, do you think the map that they used was only because of their journey? Like, it wasn't meant to represent how the world really looks. It's what they see physically because
So
they're
it was their
just on the
perception
ground.
of what the world looked like.
Yeah,
I
so,
think that's exactly what it was. However,
so do you think like the globe is the perception of what the world really does look like because people been in space and took pictures of it?
I don't know. I think that shit's fake.
Okay.
But back to the whole map situation. If thousands and thousands of people are making it across the world, discovering all these new different things off of a flat map, way back when, before any of the space landing shit, before any telescope and all that, who's to say that they weren't onto something?
But we use flat maps now.
Yeah,
Good, man.
that resemble a globe.
So you know what it is though, and this might sound crazy or weird. It's feasible.
To do what?
Was that
To
what
make a
sounds
flat-
weird?
No, it's just like it's kind of hard to explain. It's like, would you rather draw on something or create something on a sphere or something flat? So yeah, they're going to use the flat maps to do it because it will be like what human just draws on circles.
Well, they used a flat map to do it because everything, like, they don't know about a globe-shaped world that they live in.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what God you believed in, no one came down and said, "Oh, the world's a globe." In the Bible, it doesn't say anywhere that the world's a globe.
So you know who the
So-
first person that made a map was?
Who?
It was some dude. It started with an A. I can't remember it, but it started with an A. But it was in Greece. And when he drew the map, granted, not evolution, but things happen over time.
Yeah.
So he didn't draw like North America. He didn't do that.
No one did.
Yeah.
Because
So
at that time, it wasn't really discovered yet.
No, he literally just drew like a line to a square.
Yeah.
That's all he did.
And it was all flat.
Yeah. He
And
drew on the flat map. Yeah.
They got around like that.
So when people
Without
think about the
even-
flat theory, they refer to him.
Without even knowing or believing without even knowing that the fucking world has a shape at all, they were still able to maneuver around efficiently off of a flat map.
Yeah. Yeah, don't
Based
get me
off
wrong.
of-
Using that flat map is
And you would,
Yeah.
based off of your logic earlier, as far as your eyes go, you have to look up or look down or adjust your eyesight.
yeah.
Wouldn't you think they would incorporate that into the making of a map
Back then or now?
back then?
That would make
No,
it
because
3D.
anybody thinking like that.
I think that would make it
Anybody thinking
3D
like
if they was to try to
I think
do it.
they exactly were thinking like that.
No, they won't think like that.
If they were like, let's put a curve in here, even though we're going straight.
They ain't thinking like
But
that.
they said, oh, let's make this left. Let's make this right. Oh, that's a mountain ridge. Let's draw a mountain ridge so we can go around it.
But they weren't making the map to be scientific. They were just making the map to get somewhere.
And within that was science in itself.
Nah,
Yeah.
land nav is not science.
There's actually a science behind how you get azimuths, how you get direction, and all
Well,
that.
I mean, even then,
The science.
the figure of speech making a science behind it. Yeah, they made efficient maps to travel efficiently. Yeah, they weren't just joyriding around the world. They was with purpose, with food, with people, with children and kids.
You don't know that.
But can't you put also?
That's how you figure it out. That's how you figure out your wrongs.
But with that, can't you also argue, right? The maps really weren't that accurate.
It wasn't.
Because you think about it, Columbus thought he was in America, but this motherfucker was somewhere else because he read the wrong map. Not saying he read the wrong map, but he went the wrong direction that he was supposed to go. So maybe the maps weren't as accurate as people think.
He went the wrong direction, thinking he was going the right way.
Exactly, because
That's
of a
his
map.
dumbass.
Because of a map.
The map wasn't incorrect. It was his knowledge on where to go that was incorrect. He thought he was going a different way.
How do we know?
How do we know anything?
Maps didn't have coordinates back in the days. That's one thing.
Yeah. Somebody could have been
I'm
like,
telling
look.
you went off of faith with maps back in the days. You went straight faith.
You go straight faith now with maps. I'll be hoping I don't hit a toll.
Well, that too. But I mean, like, even back in the day, like, even with the Vikings, like the Vikings didn't even use maps, man.
They did.
Nope.
Vikings didn't use maps at first. They incorporated maps after their invasion in Europe.
That's what they used before that. A sun shadow board.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Odin.
And what was that based off of?
The sun.
Faith.
No, it was based off the
Faith.
sun.
It's all based off faith, bro.
It was based off of the sun.
So if you
Hence
make
the
it,
name
if-
Sun Shadow Board.
If you make it, I hope this works to where I think it's going to work.
They didn't
That's
say
faith.
I- they
That's
didn't
all
say
faith
I
is
hope
for
They
it
didn't
was
say I
trial.
hope it worked.
It was trial and error. It was okay. This didn't work. This didn't work. This didn't work. This didn't work. And then this worked.
That's faith.
Why did it work? Because of trial and error and building that knowledge and actually going out to sell to fail, and people were able to right their wrongs and fix their mistakes and make something that actually worked. And it worked for them, but it was very minimal. It was for them to point themselves in the right direction that they thought was northeast, south, or west. They like whatever direction they wanted to go into, it helped them go in that direction they thought it was.
They have faith.
Because
believed in
of
it.
trial and error
Yeah.
of making technology
Yeah.
and
I
improving
totally agree.
technology. They use that trial and error with the stuff that they incorporated from Europe with their maps, and they traveled further and further to America,
I agree with you.
where they met the Native Americans.
Hello.
They're not Native Americans.
Vikings?
They are the normal people.
Yes.
They were here first.
I need to get hip on Vikings. I'm not really.
Hey, man, watch Vikings
to.
on TV. It's pretty great show.
I think at the end of the day, I think it's round. Well, but another theory could also be that it's just. It's gonna sound dumb how I'm trying to say it.
So
We're
just
just floating.
We are.
Yeah, we're just floating. Not as like gravity type shit, but like we're not a shape.
Well, gravity
we're not
doesn't
nothing.
float.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
We're like a
we're
float.
just
Everything's floating, hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
But let me ask you this about the stars.
Hmm.
If the world moves on an axis,
Why you can see the same stars?
yeah, and it rotates around that axis,
Yeah.
and it also rotates around the sun. Why is it that I can see the same stars in the same spot all the time? Because if I'm rotating and this the front end, and I'm at the point of the rotation where I'm all the way back here, away from the sun, away from the original point I was at 180 days ago, why can I still see the exact same stars and the exact same spot?
Maybe the Earth's really not rotating like people say it is.
It is.
Do you want the Austin answer or you want a scientific answer?
I want whatever you can give me.
I'm going to give you
Pause.
the Austin answer. When have you ever paid attention to the same star for 180 days? When have you ever paid attention to the same star? Hold on. When have you ever paid attention to the same star for 2 nights?
The North Star.
But who pays attention to the stars on a
People out in
consistent
the
basis, right?
woods.
Why is the North Star
Always.
always north? Because stars don't move.
How you look at the stars?
You look up.
You go like this?
No, I lift my head all the way up.
I don't know what that is.
You look up. You look
Oh,
up. That's
long
all
neck,
it is.
yeah, boy.
You just look
What you
up.
talking about?
See, now I don't Now, I don't want no one to be confused. I don't think the world is a completely flat surface. But I don't think it's a globe. I do not believe the world's a globe. Because take out the sky. Take out the fucking sky. What do you got? You got ground, ocean. If you take out the sky. That's all you got. And the sky
if you take out
just,
the ocean, all you got is ground, sky. Nigga, if you take anything out, all you have is what's left, no matter what.
my point. So you're telling me the sky, which is a clear object of something you can't physically touch or move or anything, yet you go out in space, you can see it as the color reflects blue of the sky, et cetera, et cetera. However, sky's not an object. It's not something you can maneuver or manipulate. But yet, it makes up a huge part of this globe shape.
Yeah.
But you take out the sky, all you have is a flat surface. Because sky is the biggest way you get around a globe, going around in the sky. But yet, you always move straight up or down. You don't fly like this. You go straight, you go down, you make a left, you make a right, because you're moving through sky. And everything's this way. You don't go like this in a plane to get somewhere. You're not just going, woo. You're just going up into the sky and then going back down or going further around.
See, not to get off subject, but with that statement right there, how do you know? If you're in the plane, you don't know what the hell the plane doing. You don't know.
Have you seen how planes travel?
When have you seen it? See, the thing is...
No, I've done research on how planes travel. It's not like they go in a fearful shape.
Mm-hmm.
They go straight. Yeah, you got turbulence and you're moving. Yeah, that's that. But they go up, they go down, left and right. A plane will not go straight. And then it'll start to curve. It will do it, the curving and maneuvering all by itself. Because you go up, you go straight in the sky, you go down to where you want to go. I go from here to fucking Europe, I'm going straight across the fucking earth, and then I'm going to go down.
So
I got a question.
Yeah.
What if the reason why they just don't fly straight is because it is a circle, and if you just fly straight, you're eventually just going to end up in water or like hitting whatever's there. That's why they go turn and do all that extra shit.
You won't hit anything because it's the sky where nothing's there.
If it's I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What you got? You was about to say something. Just think about it.
Yeah.
Like, you take out the sky, which is nothing. Well, I mean, it's a lot, plays a factor and all that. But if you take out the sky, like you got picture a globe, and you take out the sky, everywhere on Earth, you look up, the sky's gone. There's no looking left or right or down. It's going to be gone.
So with that, and this is not going off topic, but with the Earth and all that, right?
Yeah.
What do you really believe when it comes to the research videos about Earth being flat or round? Because we live in a society where camera plays tricks, and we're all noticed. We notice that now.
Oh, yeah.
As a kid, we never noticed. As an adult, I don't believe nothing behind camera.
I'll tell you this. As a kid, I noticed a lot. And I was that kid in class who asked the teacher, hey, what about this? What about that? And they were like, don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. It's taught this way. It's taught this way. And I was a very defiant kid. If I felt something was fishy, it was a little fishy. And but going off what you said, who's to know unless we do it? We're speaking just off of our mind and our opinion.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily believe that every single image is true because Photoshop is so insane. So insane. You can Photoshop anything. And you go up to space, you take all these pictures. Like, unless you go up to space, and even if you FaceTime me and show me something, I still probably won't believe it because it's a filter.
Yeah.
there's so much that I need to see for myself before I believe.
Jeff Bezos got a rocket ship. Go up there with him.
I'm not cool with buddy like that.
I wish I would.
He right down the street.
He's not.
He's not right down the street, but
So at the end of the day, it's not round, and that's what I'm sticking with. What you got?
We're just floating, man. I believe that we're really just floating. I can believe that it's round. I can believe that I can see your point now that you made those points. I can see why it could be flat, but I can still see why it could be round. But I'm in the middle, so I'd be like, I believe we're just floating. I feel like the government lied about the pictures of the earth.
So you think we in purgatory, basically?
What do you think?
I don't think shit until I go all the way left and see where I wind up.
To the left.
Everything you own.
To the left.
Hey, let us know what y'all think, man. No trolling around. We really curious. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Join our Discord, man. Hop in there. Let us know what you think. We in there all the time. Very active in Discord. Get updates, notifications. We be in there chilling. Y'all can come chat with us, all that, man. But hey, it's your host Bishop. I'm out.
It is what it is, or it's not. GBD. Hold what you got.
Much love.
Hold what you got.